Welcome back to the Different Spectrums podcast. We're a show that talks about mental health, and we have some humor in there. There you go.
Jesus.
Best intro ever. We also try to help people understand, identify, normalize their emotions from movies and shows, specifically certain scenes. You've already watched these movies and shows, but we're going to use a different perspective, and one could say a different spectrum. No, Power Rangers. All right. Let's also have an appreciation for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme song. Great theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just rocks out. Go Power Rangers. Copyright. My name's Spencer. I'm your co-host for the show, and we're joined with our licensed clinical therapist, Nazir. Good to have you.
Grandpooba.
No one calls you that.
The
Sorry to
Jabba
tell
the
you.
Hutt.
I call you that when you're eating, but that's a whole different story.
The leader of the 9 realms. Odin's son. Tobias.
Tobias? Tobias? Who the fuck is Tobias?
That's from a side chick.
I think Odin had a last side chick, so
I know.
Really narrowing it down there.
Wait a minute. Before we go any further, Spence, we gotta get, you ain't got no nicknames for yourself. We need to start coming up with some nicknames.
I got Spence. That's about it.
Spence?
Yeah. I mean, have you called me any other name than Spence or Spencer?
No.
Exactly. Through all this time.
Start calling you Gumby.
No. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt. So
True.
I'm wearing the colors, so it doesn't help.
That one time you wore them green shorts threw me off.
Oof. That was a bad day. They were shiny too. That didn't help.
My dad said, since you lost the bet with the Vikings, because that's why you're wearing the Lions hat today. He said you should just, for the podcast, make an Instagram post in those green shorts.
I want to have at least my balls left. I don't feel like showing that half yet. Maybe we have a certain. You know what? How about this? We get to 10,000 followers. Once we get to 10,000 followers, I will have a post of me in those tight ass green shorts.
If you do that, then I'll wear like one of these fucking shirts that I've had since like high school, and then we'll do a post where we just look like we're wrapped in saran wrap. All
right, there you go. So people, 10,000. So that means keep on sharing,
share it,
keep on liking, keep on doing it all. Because once we get to 10,000, we're going to be humiliating ourselves. That's the point we've gotten to.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it.
Yeah, we're going to get to Mr. Beast level one day.
Oh, here you go. It's like the one dude, he said that, if last week there was the quarterback, who was it? The Baker guy, Baker Mayfield. He goes on Twitter. He said, if Baker Mayfield goes on a 98-yard drive to win the game, I'm going to neuter myself. At the end of the game, he's like, I already made the appointment.
That's pretty good. Good.
All right. Let's get back to the scene. Sorry.
We're here for a reason. Today, we're taking a look at the show Tales of the Jedi.
Of the Crypt.
All right. Going way back with that one. Yes. So we're taking a look at a scene from there. This is where Count Dooku is trying to save a prince, I believe, or whatever. He's like, one of the chancellors or whatever.
Planets,
yeah. And so as he's about to save him, his father comes into the picture and just starts shooting people just out of nowhere, mainly because these people, there's a little context, these people on this planet that kidnapped the son are doing so because they're restricted by his father, who
Yep.
put like tons of restrictions, and so they're going through a famine, they're going through very hardship times, and they just wanted to get their attention and be like, hey, you're ruining our lives, so you know what, we're going to kidnap your son. But they still treat him well.
Yep.
And then the father comes in and just starts shooting, and so Count Dooku has a decision to make in this scene, and it kind of is a prelude to kind of his future and what he
His arc.
thinks,
Yep.
yes, of the Jedi.
We'll
So
yeah, we'll talk more about it when after we get out of the scene.
yes, Nazir, anything before we get into the clip?
Forgot to appreciate everyone in the last 2 pods. So shout out to everyone. Instagram has been going through some weird changes lately. And so
Yeah.
last week there was not like a lot of like followers and subscribers, but other than that, it's been awesome. Like today it got fixed because there was a lot of people coming back to our page again.
Okay.
So much appreciated. Keep it up. The goal is to get to that 7,500. I think it's already there pretty much. So the goal is actually 8,000 to 8,500.
Nice.
As a forewarning that there is ads right after we do this. So you're going to see that. And remember, folks, we're going back to 3 pods a week, but they're going to be a little bit better quality now. And it's taking a little bit easier break on us, taking some of the pressure off. 3 pods a week come January. So I just want to start prepping people for that.
All right.
All right.
Awesome.
Let's get into the clip.
Let's get.
Let's check it out. Boba Fett.
It's Star Wars, all right?
I'm afraid our investigation is not yet complete, Senator.
Investigation? They abducted my son. I demand his release.
Let me assure you, your son is in no immediate danger.
I'll be the judge of that.
Guards!
Step aside, Jedi.
We cannot.
You serve the Senate.
No. We serve the people of this republic.
So be it. Ready! Aim!
Stand down.
I will not. I will destroy this town and make an example of it, and many others. None shall defy me, not even you, Master Jedi.
Master. Save your father.
What?
Go now.
Corruption like yours must be eradicated.
No! Stop!
Master, it's over.
My son.
Father, how could you do this? These are your people. Our people. I will not allow your suffering to continue. I promise.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. We just watched a clip from Tales of the Jedi. Jesus. My sphincter really tight. So we just watched Count Dooku and Qui-Gon defending that village, protecting them from that. I'm gonna call him evil father. I'm gonna say he's evil.
I'm gonna call him a rich white man.
There you go. That also. What's the difference? Message. So they're protecting him from the evil father trying to get his son back, and so in the father's eyes, he's looking at it as like the Jedi are, going against him, betraying the Senate, right? While Count Dooku and Qui-Gon are just like, they're like, you see that these people are starving, are poor as dirt, and then
dying.
You have all the money, all the power, all of that,
jewels and gold in your helmet, and
right. In which, you know what, Star Wars has always had a side of like political side to it, society in general, and then you can see how these people are looked at as criminals, as the worst of the worst, dirt, but they're just trying to get a better life, and the only way that they could see that is by kidnapping his son. And even the son saw that, and he was just like, yeah, you guys are right for kidnapping me. It makes sense. I mean, you should have done that, because it'll actually get their attention. Now, Count Dooku is in this scene. This is where you see the switch between where he's with the Jedi and now he's kind of turning to the Sith, because he sees that the Jedi are just being used,
pawns.
Right? They're just being they're being pawns in order to get more money for the chancellors, for everybody in the Senate, things like that.
Yeah.
And so
the wealthy, the rich keep getting richer, and the poor stay poor. Things ain't too different here in the world we live in today.
Exactly. And so we see that, and then and then this is where we kind of run into that problem. And now Count Dooku is he's using more of the dark side in order to get what he wants, and maybe he thinks by killing this guy, that's what's going to solve the problem. That's what's going to happen. And then of course Qui-Gon comes in and help make sure that he saves his dad, which honestly that really plays into Qui-Gon's character too, because he wasn't really all the way for the Jedi. He was always kind of not an outcast, but he was a lot more of a rebel, I would say, in terms of like the Jedi. He would not follow all the rules, as we could see what he did with Anakin and stuff like that, because he was the one that brought Anakin to the Jedi, even though he was too old to even join the Jedi. So we have that. And like I said, yeah, we finally see that switch in him, which is I love this show because it's something that I've never seen before. We've never seen before. We never got to see the switch between Count Dooku and like the apprenticeship of Qui-Gon, which I would
Yep.
love to see more Qui-Gon Jinn because he's a great character.
Yep.
But yeah. So what are your thoughts on the scene, Nazir?
So you know me, I'm weird with things, and I feel things emotionally on a deeper level, and I experience things
Mhm.
on a different level than a lot of humans. First time I seen this, I damn near start crying. When he goes evil and he's gonna pay them back, I get so
Mhm.
fucking angry that I can feel the
Mhm.
tears getting there. It's like one of those angry cries where you're getting ready to murder someone.
Right.
Well, I don't know if a lot of people know what that feels like, but um,
Well,
you get just so angry, and then the organ starts playing, and then my emotions go nuts, literally goosebumps,
yeah.
because he's
Yeah.
and you see it, and I've been there, brother. I've been there when
Yeah.
that demon comes out of you, and then that's it. You don't see nothing else.
Right.
Uh,
Yep.
I used to tap into that in athletics. I used to tap into that every once in a while when I seen people, my friends, getting hurt or injured or bullied or picked on. I've
Mhm.
tapped into that many of times. Man, you just kind of go check out. You can just kind of go cuckoo and for Cocoa Puffs, and you just check out, man. So
Right.
when I seen that scene, I knew exactly what he was feeling, and it was really
Mhm.
hard for me to resist him not wanting him to kill that guy.
Yes. I agree.
I'm just
And I
being
think
honest.
they well, I mean, no, I agree. And I think in Star Wars in general, they always have had that line between a lot of characters, between that, you know, using it because the Jedi obviously think that using it at all is bad, right? And there are some people that still want to use that dark side because that's what they have to do in order to get certain things done, right? You saw that with like Anakin,
Mhm.
and now you see it with Count Dooku. And then later on, obviously, then we see people who manipulate that into their own doings.
Yep.
So
Which
yes.
is hilarious because if you were to actually let these men and women and these humans or
Hmm.
these non-humans, because a lot of them are just random aliens and animals that are Jedi,
Right.
if they were to actually experience the full range of emotions, anger,
Hmm.
pain, sadness, guilt, shame, then they wouldn't be so easily manipulated and taken advantage of because they've never been able to
True.
actually deal with those emotions. They're just having to shut them off.
Well, and that's the thing. That's where like someone like Ahsoka Tano, who got to actually feel the full range of emotions because she had Anakin as her master,
Yep.
right? So he would allow her to go the full spectrum with her emotions,
Yep.
and that's why she turned out the way she did, like very
Because she's
in the
an
middle,
autonomous thinker. She's able to just do what she wants to do because she was
right?
granted the serenity, the autonomy to do that. And Anakin, I know some people be like, but Anakin did it too, you know,
Hmm.
because Obi-Wan allowed him here to do that too. Yes. Oh, but Anakin got polluted because some other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, his mother, I mean, the whole mom thing, that was just messed up. And then he killed all those, what are they called? I forgot, sand raiders or whatever. Um, like he's had a lot of dark stuff happen to him. And
Yep.
I think that you can't you can't blame Obi-Wan. You have to say, like, you have to have some responsibility for yourself. That's what
Yep.
Anakin should be doing, right? And he's had plenty of opportunities to not be on the dark side, but yeah, he chose that.
He
And
did.
that's yeah.
But also, there's no talking or coaching and mentoring. It's just don't go to the dark side. Well, let's actually
Right.
talk about some stuff and do some actually mental, emotional processing.
Right.
You can't just say, don't do that. I think I was talking to a human today. I literally said, yeah, don't do that anymore. She
Hmm.
goes, no shit. I'm like, look at here now, motherfucker. I'll knock you in my arm.
Calm it down now. Calm it down, girl. Calm it
You
down.
know, it was actually quite awesome, with some of these humans. Sometimes they get caught off guard. Rarely happens. And I said, wait a
Right.
minute. So this is the first time you've ever been emotional with me, right? When you
Hmm.
talk, well, I said, this is the first time I've ever seen you get choked up, puffy eyed. They said, yeah, maybe. They said, I do have emotions. I never said you didn't. That's your own baggage and shit. Don't put that on me. They like to deflect and be funny. They're just a different version of me. I'm talking literally to me in the office, and it's quite fun.
Yeah.
And I said, don't do this one thing. And then they go, no shit. It was quite funny today. And then they showed me a meme at the end. It was, oh my God. I love this human.
My favorite.
Yes, my favorite. But in saying that, sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, don't do this. And let's work on reasons on why we don't want you to do this and how to not do that.
Right.
But when you just say don't do that and there's not actually grooming or mentorship and processing of why not to do that, or why it's okay to think about it, but not to technically go down the full realm. I also know it's just extremely hard to watch people suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, they make, what's his name? Count Dooku. They make him look like an empath. Even though he's going to the dark side, he's doing it because he doesn't like what's going on. He's just seen his Padawan get murdered.
Yeah.
He's standing at that tree and and he's like, do you blame the Jedi? And he's like, it doesn't matter anymore. I have to let him go.
Yeah. And that was like the point of the Jedi, though. And I think he might have meant that like a little, like, not sarcastic, but he was being a little bit of a smart ass with that.
No,
because
it was passive aggressive.
Yeah, very much, because he's just like, that's all y'all do. You just let people go, and then that's it, huh? You don't have any emotions, or you don't feel anything for anybody. You just let it go.
He's part of the Force now.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. I get to see him as a ghost. Great. Thanks a lot. But yeah,
it's like sorry to cut you off, but it's like these Padawans are like your children.
Yeah.
So he said, we used to sit at this tree.
They don't want you to do that. They don't want you to be their children. But it's so weird, because you are the father figure, because you stole them from their homes.
Yes. Yeah. And we're all humans. We're all these living entities that look up to the people that train us. And so if you stole me from my family, now you're my family. I'm around you all day, every day. It's just human emotion. Oh, don't have any emotion. Fuck out of here.
I know. But at the same time, though, we can't go the other way, because you're just being used once again for, like,
someone's always using you in this shit, man. Yeah, you're getting used by the Jedi in the cult that they are, or you're getting used by this dark Sidious guy.
Yeah. Who killed his own master.
Yeah, I guess I'm showing more emotion here because part of me actually likes Dooku, and part of me likes some of these other characters.
No, and that's the thing. They're so great characters because they're so fleshed out, and I think that's a really big point, is that these people, they're going through something, and they took a turn to the other side, right? And we can't, and sometimes we just can't help that, no matter what. That's their path that they were going to do in the first place. We talked about Anakin and Obi-Wan. Oh, what is Obi-Wan gonna do? He let that dude do so much. Like, he let him do like anything, and he didn't just tell him like stop. He was just like, all right, I'm gonna let you be with Padme. I'm gonna let you have a kid, even though I know your ass is having a kid, so don't try to hide that. And he let him do things that he probably shouldn't have let anybody else do, but he was letting Anakin be himself, to the point that, it made him turn to the dark side. So there was nothing he could do. He was going to do it no matter what. So that's my point on that.
It's part of human emotions, man. We ain't robots.
True.
If you wanted a robot, get a robot.
Mm-hmm.
They can't castrate humans from their emotions, and this is what you get when you love someone so deeply, and you love humans, or you're so empathetic that it might make you turn on things, man. This is why I like the scene. I thought this would be therapeutic. Let's go into therapizing.
Yeah.
For anyone that's sick of their jobs, I told Spencer a couple different ways to go about this. You're sick of your job and you're starting to lose faith in that, about who's directing you and where you're going, or right, like he's losing faith in the Jedi and the corruption, or the bullshitting, or the people on top getting all the money, and then all the low-level social worker like me are busting their asses. All the nurses are working their tails off, and teachers are working their tails off, and the administrators and the doctors are just chilling. When you start to get sick of those things, and you can no longer eat it, You can no longer tolerate it. It poisons you. You become very depressed, very down and out, very angry. You start to pass that down to your clients. You start to pass it down to your loved ones. It pollutes your mind. The depression will come in, or the hostility, the anger, the murderous vibes will come in. I think a lot of people can relate to Dooku. In this specific scene, in this entire series, they will relate to him in their jobs and in their relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a lot of stuff that's going sideways, and he's like, let's question this. Let's question why this person was killed and what happened and what was going. Well, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Just follow orders. Shut up and dribble. Shut up and play your game. You know, LeBron. That's kind of the vibes that he got, and he's like, no, man, let's talk about this. So them shutting him out, him feeling belittled and used, ignored, only led to him turning. There was like a dehumanization of his character and his essence that happens to a lot of us in our jobs. Spence, you've talked about it in your last job with the sales and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've talked about it at St. Mary's, where I was getting paid literally peas to make sure people don't kill themselves and stay in school. It's just unfair. Like even now, even though I've got a lot of raises, I'm still underpaid. I'm still underpaid. Many of my coworkers are underpaid, but what do we get? We get you're appreciated. You're so appreciated in this email. Or better yet, we're going to tell you to make sure you do self-care because you're important. Mm-hmm. But I'm also going to shove all these clients down your throat every week. And you'll never be able to make real progress with them because you got to hurry up and get to the next 4 fucking clients I shove down your throat. Obviously, I'm not salty right now.
No, not at all.
But statistics say that you can do a lot of work in this every other week model. I ain't trying to do a lot of work. Yeah. I'm trying to do the right thing by me and my humans. You know, I get kids that refer kids to me. Don't go no one else. You go to Nas.
Right.
I told a human that today. I said, you know, you was going to miss the appointment today. And I figured it's because you was depressed. So I sent you a Zoom link just in case. And here you are in the Zoom link. If I wouldn't have read in the file that it said, referred to by other client will only see Nas, I said I would have let you pass. Because I'm tired and I got other shit to do. But since my other human, and I love my humans I work with, I'm going to work with you. Why am I talking about this? You get frustrated at your jobs. As Spence knows, you got to start dipping your toes out there and looking for other jobs, folks. You got to start building that resume up. You know, right? You got to, even though you're anxious, you know, start putting some feelers out there. See what's going on. You know, see what your worth is. It's like free agency. See what you're worth. Don't just sit there and die at your place. I had a student that I mentor say, well, Nas, you know, I don't like this teaching gig I'm doing anymore. I said, quit. Well, I don't want to quit on the kids. Yes, and them kids will be fine without you. Let's figure out how we can make you survive and get you a different job, doing a nonprofit job with this teaching degree you got while you finish your master's. Oh, okay. I didn't know I could do that. Yeah, you can do that. You don't have to do no job that you hate. Well, what if it's a little less money? Well, it's a little less money then. And you're getting ready to get a master's in a new job. So it really doesn't matter what your money you're making, as long as you can pay your bills. Yeah. Same thing with me. You got if you don't like where you're at, you got to move. Obviously, it's a privilege to do that. Not everyone can move. Right. What am I trying to say? You have options, people. Count Dooku had options. Some of us will say he made the wrong option. I think majority of us say he made the wrong option, but at least he decided to do something just to sit and let his soul. What else he had to do? Just let it happen and then just commit suicide? He decided to do something to change it up. He got played by someone because he was in an emotional state. Right. He got played. Different topic for a different day. When you're in these emotional states, be cautious of the new people and the people around you. Make sure they don't take advantage of you and they just support you. Right. You have choices. The times when we feel like shit, today I talked to a few humans, is when they're taken from us and we can no longer autonomous and we're stuck in like this prison. That's when we die. That's when we die. We got no choices. And some of us can do that for a while because we can take one hell of a beating. But man, it sure does fuck you up, that beating you take. You can only take so many of those beatings. All right. I just talked a lot. I'm gonna let you talk now, and then I'm gonna recalibrate.
All right.
What are you thinking when it comes to like therapizing this scene and how we can help others relate to this scene?
I think it's always important to have people around us that have the best intentions for us, that want to see us go up instead of just staying where we're at or go down. Um, for example, in this scene, Qui-Gon, instead of just sitting there and, even like trying to fight Count Dooku, he saw the opportunity to just be like, hey, go help your dad live, because if you're not out there in like 5 seconds, he's gonna die. And so, and in doing that, then that saves not only Count Dooku, but saves anybody else from just, tearing that place apart
Mm-hmm.
and destroying that village or those people at the end of the day. So, what I'm saying with that is make sure you have the right people around you that want to see you succeed. Me personally, I've always tried to make sure I'm very picky on who's in my life and who gets to see the real me, because if I'm always 100% me around people, then they have the opportunity to take advantage of that.
That's a big worry
And
for a lot of people.
it is, and that's always been a worry for me. So that's why I always make sure to to trust the people, to feel the vibes of those who I'm around, and make sure that I'm not uncomfortable around those people, that I can be 100% myself, or else I'm never going to be happy around the people that I want to. And a lot of people settle for that, which is a problem for me, at least, because once you settle, that means you are just okay with whatever they do to you, or, whatever. Yeah, I can't emphasize enough, just
Protect
trying
your
to get those
space.
people around you. Yeah. And then also, taking chances on some people, you know who knows where your relationships can take you. I didn't know I would be here with this dude, a couple years ago, when we were just playing basketball and talking shit. Like, what happens?
Yeah.
And I think I think it's a really big point is, yes, you want to trust people before you're 100% yourself, but you also have to put yourself out there, or else if you're in a room by yourself talking to nobody, how are you gonna make friends that way? How are you gonna do that? How are
You
you gonna
got to do
make
the thing that makes you anxious.
partnerships?
You
Yeah,
got to do the thing that makes you anxious, and you got to put yourself out there while also being a little guarded. But
yeah,
you got to do it, because that's the only way that you're going to experience some of these things. I think what
yeah,
you're saying is also true when it comes to the job stuff.
yes, yeah,
If you're unhappy in
totally,
these jobs, you got to put yourself out there. It's going to make you a little anxious, but we got to take advantage, or we're just going to sit in that room and rot.
yeah. See, and that's my thing too, is that always keep on trying to build your resume up, no matter what it is. For me, for example, I'm learning to do Photoshop. I'm learning to do, editing videos. I want to learn how to do graphic design, things like that. All
Yep.
stuff that can not only help me with this, but it can also help me with my marketing career, wherever that takes me.
Yep.
For example, you know, we don't know what's going to happen, but as long as you keep building yourself up with things that you want to do,
Yep.
then you can keep on doing whatever you want, whatever you love,
Yep.
because you're already up at the top level of that. So,
I'm thinking of something. I just got an email today. They're starting like a winter break book club for like the next 3-4 weeks.
right.
I was like, damn, I want to do it, but then again, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to take a break and not read and not do nothing. Like,
Yeah.
and I was
Right.
like, why y'all always got to do something? Like, all y'all tired and maxed out. I guess y'all just gonna be reading books and drinking wine. But I'm like, I'm not even trying to be around nobody, man.
Yeah. No.
And like, and I know I'm gonna get some side eye, because I'm not gonna sign up for this thing. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say what it is, with this book club, like what group it is, but
Hmm.
I know I'm gonna get side eye about it, bro. And like people gonna hate on me. And they're gonna just think I'm like some masculine man that doesn't want to read or some shit like that. I just tired, bro. I just got done doing this whole doctorate this whole semester. Like, I want to do it.
And that's another good point. Knowing your limits, where to stop helping, where to stop trying to please people, you know?
Yes.
Help yourself. If you don't want to do this shit, don't do it.
Oh yeah,
Why? Because
I'm
you're
not doing it.
tired.
No.
No, I know, but you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
for other people out there, a lot of people try to just keep on helping other people, and it's fine to just take time for yourself to just do whatever that relaxes you.
Yep.
If it's just laying in your bed, chilling, that's
Do it.
fine. Do it. That's fine. Don't do it all the time, but do it to where you know where it's at least consistent. Where you're like, all right, this day I'm just gonna chill in bed, not talk to anybody.
Yep.
That's fine.
I feel like let's go on this because we haven't talked about neurodivergent autistic stuff in a few pods. You know, I'm working with a lot of majority of my caseloads, folks on the spectrum, just like us, and so a lot of them, you know, the one do all the screeners, and I'm like, yeah, they're like, yep, I'm hella autistic. It looks like I'm like, no shit. And I'm like, this explains you being overstimulated when you go out on parties or pubs or with friends, social gatherings.
Right.
This explains all these different things about you being overwhelmed and burnt out and exhausted. And they're like, yeah, it all makes sense now. I'm like, yes. So what do I do? Now you got to make sure you do your pregame where you're taking your time by yourself, right? To like relax and calm and cool. You got some exit strategies that when you're out socializing and at barbecues or whatever it is, and then you're going to relax again that night or the next day. Like you have to shut it down, even when you're with your romantic partner. Like they're going to get a good amount of time when you're not working, but then also you need to shut it down and be alone from them as well. So a lot of things I talk about with my students is, did you take time for yourself? Yes. Is your partner cool with it? Yes. Are you sure that they're cool with it? Not really. Did you talk about it? Yes. So we start diving into all these different questions, making sure that there's good communication between them and their partner and there's no resentment. That they'll be like, you know, now as I have my partner come over, but I'm like, we ain't talking. But you can sit in my space and you're going to sit in your space in my house. But like, we got our own things to do. We're going to just kind of like do our own stuff. And I'm like, that's cool. Long as they're not technically bothering you, but they're getting some type of joy just being in your vicinity. And maybe they throw you a couple like cute faces every once in a while. If you're cool with that, I'm cool with that. And so taking your own personal time, being neurodivergent, so you can regulate is vital. You can't be everything to everyone. I remember one of my boys. He looks at me with the biggest smile of acceptance and knowing that I see him for him and that I enjoy him. And so a lot of depression has been worked out because of this and him being neurodivergent. I said, yeah, man, it's okay to not like being around a lot of people, bro. That's fucking weird. But that's you. So, I mean, it is what it is. And some of your friends will be okay with it. And the other people, they're not really your friends. It takes time to remember that we're not like everyone else.
Yeah.
I had a human that's neurodivergent. He said, you know, my parents, they got stuck with me. Right? They were supposed to have this grandchild and children, and then they got stuck with me. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
It's like, well, this sounds like a lot of inadequacy. And they're like, yeah. It's like, I didn't know you were holding on to this. And I said, why are you even saying this? Well, because I'm not the smartest. Well, I'm like, you're pretty fucking smart. But, you know, I could have maybe been more social as a kid and not weird and awkward. And I could have been better, more eloquent, more personable. That's what they wanted. How do you know that's what they wanted? Well, that's what every parent wants. But you're still a fucking badass that's doing all these cool stuff and you're hella intelligent. You're super kind. But I'm weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, kid, I can't shove a compliment down in your throat.
Yeah.
And I honestly love this individual. They're just fucking hilarious. Why do I talk about this? Self-acceptance is a son of a gun, Spence. And you
It
talking
is.
about taking your time and all that stuff and like being authentically you. Some of us can do it, some of us can't because we're so insecure
Mm,
on who we actually are. Like me and you are confident in who we are, thus we can be that person. A
right.
lot of these middle school, high school, early college, they're still like, bleh. They look in the mirror
Which
and
is
they're like,
so
gross.
it's so strange though, because we've seen so many people in our lifetime that are just like us. We
Just like us.
know there are tons of people out there that are just like us. They're weird, that just say what they want, just say things, no one to shut up. But you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
a
they're a little
lot of
awkward.
people.
They step over
Yeah,
toes. They overtalk. They're inappropriate. Like, it's fine.
yeah. And I don't understand how you're like, I'm weird. It's like, bro, you're like everybody else. I don't know who you're hanging around where you're just like, you just see, like, maybe those are weirdos to you. Maybe you should just say that. Just say those are the weirdos. I'm fine. I'm good with who I am.
Yep.
I know that's a tough thing to actually do,
Mm-hmm.
but there are so many people in this world. And so you're going to find people that are just like you. You
Oh,
are.
I'm shaking my head. Yes. Yeah. I shook my head like
Yeah.
no, but I meant to do
Oh
yes.
yeah, no. And it's gonna happen. Stop saying you're a weirdo. Why? Because you're not. You're like everybody else. And that's okay. That's okay to be like everybody else. Because guess
Yep.
what? You're not weird anymore. You don't have to be unique. You don't have to be amazing.
You don't
No
have to
one's gonna
be
be
this
amazing.
cookie cutter thing that you think that you're supposed to be.
No.
Like, it's
Be
okay you didn't
yourself.
have the best social skills. And like, why are you comparing yourself to these other people?
Yeah.
You're doing fucking awesome. Like, I just,
Yeah.
people just, I'm going to be mean. People are just fucking
Mm,
idiots. They just don't see it. They don't,
yeah.
but they're too young and they're not wise yet. They don't
True.
have the wisdom that I have now being on the other side.
True, but we've also seen adults act the same way.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be real. Let's be real. We've seen adults who act like they ain't shit, that they're nothing, and you tell them to their face, like, "Hey, you're amazing. I'm looking at you. You're
I see
amazing at
you.
what you're doing." Yeah, one of my best friends I met at St. Mary's, besides yourself, she still talks shit on herself all the time, and I'm like, "What
Homie,
is what is up with you?
are
You
you
know you're
crazy?
fucking great." Like she's just like she's a professor at a university. She's doing Spanish, even though she's from like this small little white town in Wisconsin. She learned how to speak Spanish. Now she's over in another state doing like teaching Spanish to people. That's ridiculous. And she has like 3 other jobs. I'm like, what is up with you? Did you want to be Mexican? Was
Hey, some people do.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what is happening here? So it doesn't matter.
It's perplexing,
Anybody,
bro.
any age is just, and you're trying to tell them, but they just don't want to hear it for some reason. They always find an excuse to be like, Psh, "You're my therapist. Psh, you're my friend. Why you? Of course, you have to say that." No, I don't. I really don't.
The human that was referred to me, you know, and then they said who referred to me, and I can't confirm or deny things. And I said, you believe what I just said? How awesome you really are. Like, I'm really excited just to know you as a person from the things that you said. But I'm not going to make all this money and I'm not going to do this, this, and that. And I wouldn't like the straight A's and this and that. I'm like, okay. You believe the things that I said. Did it feel good? They said it was cool. It was cool for you to say some of those things. So, okay. But then I was like, he's just being nice. So I'm going to have you do something for me. That person that I may or may not know, ask them if I'm fucking nice.
Mm-hmm.
Ask them. Because I may or may not know that person. And if I do, I treat them like shit at times. I am not nice. And that other person will confirm that I am kind and empathetic and I will fucking go to bat for you and cry with you. But I'm not nice.
No.
No.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be
I'm not.
kind. I'll be cool with you. But at the same time, I'm an asshole.
Yep. I'm
I'm
an
an
asshole. And
asshole.
so I'm not just saying nice stuff to say it. If I say it, I means it.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay. All right. Now we're going to check back in a couple of weeks. We're going to talk about more of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, They said I'm going to be mediocre and I'm just going to live this average life. Okay. So like you're going to be happy like with a really good paying job and with like a family that's like, what did you think? I have so many kids at this school, specifically Purdue, I guess because it's such a high achieving school in engineering
Right.
that all of them think that they're going to get like Nobel Peace Prize and be like president.
Which is
I'm like,
the rarest of rare things.
rarest of rare, like you, and also some of these big time jobs.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of like super rich kids that just got passed along all these degrees and
Yeah.
all that stuff. It's not really kids like you. Is it attainable? Yes, but also calm down.
Also create your own thing. The
True.
fuck?
True.
Do
You can
your
still
own
do these
thing.
things that you wanted to.
Yeah. Just do it yourself. And that's, you know, it's not as fun or it's not as, you know, eloquent as working for like a big company or something like that, right? Like I would love to work for Nike, but at the same time, I'd rather put my fucking heart and soul into this right here because this is ours. This is our thing. We
Yep.
made this. And so I never understand people like, man, I want to work for this big company. It's like, sure, but then you're strained to them. They have you then. If you make your own thing, do your own own company, then you get to do whatever you want.
True.
And that's not an easy thing, but still it's a lot easier than just putting yourself all the way up here and being like, I'm going to beat out this person. Just shoo them all the way and build yourself up.
I got a lot of kids, man, are getting these jobs at like oh my god, I can't believe I just forgot all the places. Like Tesla, Apple, Amazon, right? Because they're all badass engineers. And like one
Yeah.
of my kids they getting a job at like JP Morgan Chase. And I got a couple that are getting jobs like here and there working for these other companies. I'm like, these are still good fucking companies. But my friend making 300,000. It's like, Jesus, well, I'm only making 100,000. I'm like, motherfucker, you make 100,000.
Can I make that? How about this? Give me half of your money. You'll be making my money, and then I'll be happier while you build yourself
I'm
up.
like, they're making all this other money because they're living on the East and West Coast. And so they have to, for adjusting and pace.
True.
Everyone act like they so unhappy, man. They just be competing with all these other people, man. They keep looking. Shut the fucking Instagram off, man. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there jealous of a lot of people when I was coming out of school, man. You know what changed my life? Hitting the like button. Oh, here's a random thing and then we'll wrap up.
No, please.
I think my dad probably won't like this.
No.
Texted one of my homies from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't talked to him in a while. Me and him was just as tight as me and you.
Right.
And some things happened with me and his wife, my cousin. So, we don't talk anymore. He decided not to talk, just cut me out. Which is fine. I get it. I understand it. I sent him a message today about one of the football players at Grand Valley State University, same university we went to. He played football with them. He plays for the Patriots as their star defensive end, Matthew Judon. And so there's this really cool thing about him helping out for disabilities and like doing this camp back at Grand Valley for like a bunch of disabled kids and stuff. And so I texted him and say, hey, man, it was really cool. They just did a piece on Judon. Like, you should check that out. I think it was worth it. I pretty much fucking cried during it just because it was really cool. And so I sent him that. I brought this up because I just wanted to say something cool about this kid I just saw on ESPN that we kind of knew. Also, maybe there's a chance that he says something and responds to it. I knew he wouldn't respond to it. He didn't respond to it, which is fine. It is what it is. But I took a shot to see if I can start something up with that. Why am I bringing this up? Taking chances. I took a chance, right? I took it to see what it is. You cut me off. It's fine. I technically cut you off too. It is what it is. She went sideways in a friendship. I'm not really scared to embarrass myself. I was at work the other day. I'll end with this. I said, all these kids socially anxious, they don't know how to make friends and this and that. I said, you just say some stuff, man. And eventually you say something wrong and this happens or that happens and you look like an idiot. I said, you get used to feeling like an idiot. They said, what? I said, wait a minute now. You just get used to being an idiot. And I'm like, damn, did I just call myself an idiot?
Well, Don't listen to that.
Yeah.
Then you hypnotize them.
But it's so true. You just get used to kind of being an idiot and
Yeah.
failing, and then you can just live life more peacefully. And so I put myself out there in a lot of different things, and it is what it is. And if it doesn't work out, fuck it, it didn't work out. If it works out, it's fucking awesome. Life is like a box of chocolates.
Wow, Forrest. Thanks.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Oh my god.
I'm
Don't get
done.
I'm not gonna say what I want to say. I on that ending note, I think once you've perfected being imperfect, that's when you're not scared of actually being perfect.
There was a line from this, I think it was called Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. No, I forgot what it was called. But it was an animated movie. Scarlett Johansson, I think, was the character.
Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah, I think so. It's when she's at the top or like somewhere towards the end. And it's like, and I could never find the scene because I never rewatched the whole thing. It's like when you finally realize that your imperfections are the reasons why you're good, the reasons why you deserve joy. When you finally let go of the shackles of perfectionism, that's when you'll be free. When you finally find the beauty in those broken pieces. I'm mixing together about 3 different movie quotes now. That's the beauty. You find the beauty in the broken pieces. So at the end of the Ghost in the Shell, yeah, those imperfections are what make us us. Genetically, that's what makes us us. I'm good.
All right.
I'm tired.
Just all I'm going to say is I did not need to quote a movie. That was all me. So on that note, thanks for watching.
You're supposed to quote movies. It's part of the show, man.
Nah, man. All from the dome, son. All from the dome.
I hit you with a wrench.
Thank you. Well, and I lose all my. Perfect.
Jeez.
All right. With that, thanks for watching, everybody. Wow, we were doing so well. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Please keep on hitting that share button. We want to get to 8,500 followers on Instagram. And we're just building up. We're getting there. We're going
Trying to get to 200 on YouTube.
Yes. Also, if we hit 10,000 followers, when we hit 10,000 followers, we are going to wear some tight ass clothes. Me and Nas. Yes, I'm gonna be wearing my tight ass shorts from high school. Don't fit me at all. And then Nazir's gonna be wearing a shirt. Yes, he's gonna. I wish you had a coat that was too small, and you'd be fat guy in a.
Oh, the internet lagged. Oh, now we're back.
Share.
Comment, like, share. You still there?
Subscribe, motherfucker.
Yeah, the internet went out, so I was just talking. Also, Deanna, I'll wear the tight shirt, and Kyle's gonna be wearing nothing.
Wow. I'll make sure we get to 10,000.
Okay.
Follow.
All right, everyone. Much love. Peace.